So, City just dropped points 1-1 against Everton. It feels like a loss, actually. It was a draw, but it feels like a loss. And I'm sat here before I went live trying to work out how I was going to approach this. I mean, just trying to. Obviously, I don't want to lose my head. I don't like losing my head in general on this channel. I don't like losing my shit and taking logic out of it and following emotion. Sometimes emotion's good, though. Sometimes emotion actually kind of gets you closer to the truth than you intend to. But I do want to kind of get a few things off my chest because I am concerned by what I'm seeing. And there's a temptation to put it down to a bad day at the office. How many bad days at the office can you have before it becomes a trend and a pattern? And how many times can you start to drop points because it becomes something to worry about? That's the questions I'm asking myself in my head right now. And I'm starting to see trends. I'm starting to see concerning trends with Manchester City. I mean, ultimately, we have got enough quality to win most games. That is always going to be a thing that we're going to see. City do have enough quality. But the worrying thing for me is that I feel that if we're not seeing it, we're not getting it, we've got problems that we can't address anytime soon that I feel like may make people work Manchester City out. It does feel like a loss. It does feel like we're watching a City team that's become very, very predictable. If it's not Kevin De Bruyne with a wonderful pass, then what really is it? That's basically feel what it is. It feels like De Bruyne to Haaland and maybe someone else to Haaland, but it feels like that is basically our game plan, and that feels way one-dimensional. It feels really obvious. It feels very predictable, and I sort of don't think it's viable, and I think today sort of proved that. Now, I do have a slight issue with City, with how they reacted to the game. As much as I was enjoying City get aggressive, I think we probably played into their hands in reflection. We probably shouldn't have played their game. We should have took the sting out of the game, passed it around a little bit, killed the game off emotionally. But it kind of played into Everton's hands to get feisty and physical. And I think we got that wrong. We did get that wrong. And I think we got it wrong from the off. I think Guardiola got it wrong today. I love Pep. Pep's a fucking genius, but he's only human. And humans can make mistakes. In my opinion, I don't know more than Pep. Someone's going to go, who do you think you are? You know more than Pep. I already know the internet. Someone's going to call me a prick for saying this. But in my opinion, Guardiola got it wrong today. I did think he got it wrong. I think we got it wrong too late. And I think we should have changed it a little bit earlier. I think we were playing all right. I did think we were playing all right in the first half, but then we lost control of the game. We lost control of the mood of the game, and we lost any semblance of control creatively. We weren't really creating chances in the first place, and that to me is a worry because the City side that used to like stroll, games, used to create an awful lot of chances, and we're not doing it at the moment. Now, I'm not going to say the league's over. Like I've got too much skin in the game, man. I've been watching City long enough to know that even 7 points, if it becomes 7 points, still isn't game over. Like anyone who thinks it's game over maybe they believe it, but they're also it could be game over. It could be, but at the same time, I'm not going to throw the towel in because so much things happen in football, but I am sort of getting less confident about City's ability to chase this team down right now because I feel like we are lacking one or two things that I hoped we'd get through by, but I don't think we are. Now, obviously, the one thing that we point to is a lack of creativity, and it comes from the wingers. Morris got his assist today, so Morris did his job. Still, I don't think Morris is currently good enough for Manchester City's level that we want to be. I don't think he's going to win us that many games. I don't think he is. I think he's lost a bit of tenacity. And we have to talk about Jack. I do not want to put this solely at Jack because KDB was shite today. Bernardo offered nothing as well. That's true. I don't want to put it solely at Jack, but it does feel like where we've lost, a lot of our creativity is out wide. We are not a dynamic team. We are a predictable team. And I understand what Jack Grealish can bring to the team sometimes, but there was one point in the game when is the 80th, like just before he came off, like the 75th minute, whatever it was, when Jack Grealish got the ball and ran from 20 yards into their half, 25 yards back, passed back towards our goal and played a pass. I'm sick of watching him dribble backwards sometimes. I'm sick of it. Like the dribbling backwards is so frustrating. And I'm sick of him as well, sometimes just winning the free kicks because we need to up the momentum. And when he's on it's not his fault, it's his game. But on a day like today when we need to be intense and the game stops every 2 seconds, it stops because he gets the ball and he goes down and he's fouled. And he goes down and he's fouled. And he's goes down and he's fouled. And it's just so predictable. And we're constantly, the game is stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting constantly. Like, we need to be a little bit more assertive, and I just miss having wingers that run at people. I wish we kept Sterling personally. I did say that at the time. We need some dynamism. It's so predictable. I don't know what's going on, Phil. Phil looks like he should. I mean, Phil should be playing every game for me. He should be. Phil Foden is our most gifted player after Kevin De Bruyne. He should be playing every single game. Something happened there with Guardiola and Phil Foden. Whatever it is, fucking sort it, lads, because it isn't working. Grealish and Morris is just too predictable, man. It's too fucking predictable. AJ with the super chat, thank you. It says, what is with Foden and Pep? I don't know what's going on there, but Foden is our most talented player after De Bruyne. He should be playing. And he got him behind more times than Grealish did in the entire fucking game as well. And he did. And, we need to make it work. We need to make it work because it currently isn't good enough. It isn't. I don't know. I would love to hear what's going on. I would love to hear someone ask Guardiola about Foden currently. Amara, thank you so much for the super chat. Absolute joker performance, says Amar. Walker needs to be playing every game. Akanji and Stones doesn't work. Akake is useless, left back. He's a good centre-back, but he doesn't offer going forward. I agree with that. Subs are always too late. That team has as much fight as a paralysed snail. I mean, it's a bit unfair to say they haven't got any fight. They just don't have the ideas. They do have the fight. This City team does always have fight. It's just, it doesn't have the skill set or the tools to get it right. I mean, Ake's a good centre-back. He's not a left-back in the traditional sense. I don't think the defenders was necessarily the problem, maybe. I don't know. Arsenal already winning 1-0. Great stuff. Yeah, that's going to be a stroll for them, is it? I don't know. Masoom saying too many points dropped because of silly mistakes. I mean, that goal was phenomenal. It was just a stupidly good goal. Yeah, phenomenal. Genuinely phenomenal. And what do you do about that, Masoom? What do you do about their goal? But the issue for me is we're just predictable. We're predictable and we're boring. We're quite boring at times. But it's City, man. We do have the qualities to turn it around, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Saka's just scored. Maybe he's the kind of player that we need. And we've gone to beat... I don't know. It does feel very predictable. And it does feel like something needs to change. And can we make it change? Have we got the players to do it? Do we? I don't know if we do. We've got Haaland who scored 21 goals, but he didn't get a single chance after that after that goal. Nothing. He's owed chances, man. We've got to be whipping the ball in the box a little bit better. Alvarez came on. He was at left back at one point. What are we doing? Foden, to me, should be so much more central, turning and running at people. We've got no one who can go past someone, man. No one who can go past people. Oaus, I don't know how to pronounce that. It says, do Jack and Morris do not take players on with a super chat? Well, they don't really. They sort of occasionally try to, but they're not consistent dribblers anymore. Morris used to be, but he's not that much anymore. It was a rare successful dribble, actually. It was a rare successful dribble for Morris to create the goal. Fair play to him. But he doesn't do much anymore, mate. No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. We haven't got anyone in the middle who could create a little bit of chaos, run through the centre, run past people. Foden could do it, but he's not allowed to do it, We haven't got anyone out wide who could go past people. And it's really obvious that this team's lacking a bit of creativity. The refs were shite, by the way. The ref was shite. I mean, it should have been more injury time. The ref should have stamped down Everton playing rugby. He should have. Absolutely shite. That referee. Genuinely, but I feel like still we got to look at ourselves a little bit more. It wasn't good enough. The football wasn't good enough. Even with just one shot on target they scored, by the way, it was just lackluster, wasn't it? It really was. We are a bit off it, and maybe this is the year, where it doesn't happen for us, and we're in the middle of a rebuild or whatever. Mario saying we're done out here, by the way, back-to-back home games. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it, Mario? Yeah, it's not looking good at all, mate. Maybe it's just, this is it, a transitional season where we're struggling. And, Arsenal are already winning 1-0. That could be it. Maybe Arsenal have got the energy and the vibrancy, and maybe we need to change it up a little bit. Maybe it is a Haaland, Alvarez and Foden job up front. Maybe it is that. Whatever it is, we do need to try a new idea or two, because it's not right currently. It isn't currently right. I mean, I would love to see Foden in midfield, but I don't think it's going to happen, is it? It isn't going to happen. It's frustrating. Rico was fine. Rico had a good performance again. I was kind of sort of wishing we could see Cancelo at left back, by the way, at one point, to maybe create some chances. Akanji, was it his mistake? Not sure. He followed the overlapping run. No one closed down Demerai Gray. It feels weird. And we did switch off massively after their goal. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the year we win Champions League and we don't win the league. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Excuse me. Like, it was difficult today. It was difficult. There won't be a fan view, sorry. The wife's struggling with the baby downstairs, so I'm going to give her help in a minute. Rodri didn't play well today. KDB had a shocker. Bernardo didn't really create anything. City today just didn't get it done. Like, there's a lack. It was just frustrating. It was just frustrating to witness a real lack of creativity. And Grealish and Morris, it's just boring, man. I actually agree that the defense hasn't been great, by the way. I mean, I was just reading on Twitter. Like the defense so far this season, it's been, even though there was only one shot, I do think the defense is a bit too chop and changey. It's just a bit frustrating to witness. I don't really think we defended that badly today, but I think overall there's a lot of changes. Guardiola said that we played a really good game. Oh, Pep. He said the result was not expected, but it's football. We did everything to win. We didn't create enough chances, Guardiola, mate. We didn't create enough chances. I'm sorry, we didn't. The referee was terrible as well. Like, there's a lack of momentum with this team right now, isn't there? I don't look. I'm going to sleep on it a little bit because I really need to get my head around it. I need to absorb some other ideas and some suggestions. But Ian Mays agrees. I mean, some people actually think we played well. I mean, like, I don't think we played terribly, but it wasn't good enough creatively. That's my honest opinion. Like, we need to be better. Like, why was the changes so late, man? Why were the changes so late? You know, why are we just like leaving it to be so predictable? Maybe the weather was shite, by the way. It was shite, but I'm not going to blame the rain because both teams were in it. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game, and I will do a 5 things learned tomorrow, maybe an aftermath tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a live video with someone. For now, I'm going to leave it there. Cheers, guys.